There's little left that can still be said. There's very little that words can do to highlight the injustice of what we've just heard, to highlight the enormity of the crucifixion of God incarnate, the magnitude of what has just happened, the death of Christ on the cross, the death of Jesus for us. We've just heard of Jesus entering the city of Jerusalem with the crowds proclaiming his greatness. Hosanna in the highest, waving palms in celebration of his arrival. Jesus arrives proclaiming the love of God, proclaiming the light that still shines in the darkness, proclaiming that God wins all. Jesus arrives on the back of a donkey in a procession of peace. And as he does, on the other side of the city, Pilate is also entering Jerusalem. Pilate enters Jerusalem in a full military cohort, a display of power, a reminder to the Jewish people of who is in charge during this Passover festival. On one end of the city is Jesus, the Christ. And on the other hand, Pilate, the Roman governor. Both of these men offer different versions of peace. Pilate offers them the Pax Roma, the peace of Rome, peace that is brought through torture and crucifixion, through coercion and death. On the other hand, Christ, who offers the peace of God which passes all understanding, the self-sacrificial peace of God's love for us. On one end is Jesus, and on the other end is Pilate. And between both of them is the crowd. The crowd whose voices one moment sung out, Hosanna in the highest, and just a short time later will shout out, crucify him, crucify him. We are that crowd. We must choose how our voices ring out. Because this is not just one moment in time that we have heard. Because Christ is still entering into the world, still coming to us and offering that peace. Today, as we enter into Holy Week, we stand on the edge of a precipice. The light of God on one hand, and the darkness of a broken world on the other. Do we sing Hosanna, or do we shout crucify? And as we hear this narrative, the story of the passion of Christ, of his death and crucifixion, we hear it with Easter ears. We know the end of the story. We know that his death isn't the end. We know that in just a few days he will rise again. He will overcome death and the tomb and invite us into life eternal with God. We hear this with Easter ears. But we're not there quite yet. Because before we get to that celebration, before we get to the joy of Easter morning, first we need to walk with him. First we walk with him through the humility of Maundy Thursday, the foot washing. He shares with the disciples the gift of bread and wine, his body and blood. First we go with him into the garden. First we hear of the despair of Good Friday as he is arrested and killed. Soon we will celebrate. Soon we will rejoice, and we will give thanks to the great gift that God has given us, the gift of his Son. Soon. Soon we will celebrate, but not yet. That is where we find ourselves today. as we enter into Holy Week. Soon our sorrow will turn to joy. All wrongs will be made right. Soon we will give thanks to God for the life that He gives us, life eternal. Soon, but not yet. As we enter into this Holy Week, we must decide who we as the crowd are. Who do we shout for? Do our voices sing out, Hosanna in the highest, or do we shout, crucify Him? Amen.